Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, GPR, what we call it lovingly, and Kiran and Lakshmi. I know, sorry. First of all, apologies to the crowd as well as to you guys for waiting for so long. I know these things take time. The topic is about how GCCs partner with the ecosystem and also along with the startups or otherwise, and how this can increase or initiate the growth overall, right? And recently we've seen one of the biggest acquisitions which Capgemini did with WNS, right? It's about $3 billion valuation, so it's a huge win for both. It's a huge operations and BPO organization, WNS, which was acquired by Capgemini, primarily for the AI capabilities, right? So they want to bring that in and take it to the clients. So those kind of large partnerships are kind of coming out in the market, right? Which are enabling the GCCs, large GCCs, to take them to the next level, right? So I want to go to each one of you, introduce yourself for a 30 seconds or so, and also talk about your journey in your corporate life, what kind of partnerships you have experienced in your current role, how you are experiencing the ecosystem maturing into the being a partnerships. GPR, you might want to start.
Thank you, Harry, first of all, for giving the opportunity. And it's a pleasure to be here and sharing the stage. I'm GPR, and I'm a site leader for Nasoni. We started the Nasoni here 4 months back as a GCC. We are into hybrid cloud file storage infrastructure company. Coming to the question, I think it's GCCs, if you see for last few years, it's an ecosystem expanding. And why do any GCC comes to India? I think the primary reason behind it is to expand their business and grow. One of the ways of growing is obviously partnering and see the opportunities for partnership. It could be technology related, it could be some process oriented, it could be overall company expansion growth. I think that's only going to increase. I was just thrilled to see the youngsters who are here and who are award winners. And probably over a period of time, you may see more number of startups with the value-driven outcomes, with the small investments. If you compare with outside, the number of investors available here is small, we could say that. And the innovative minds are there. And people are hunger to do the innovations and initiatives. I think that ecosystem only going to grow. And it's going to help the GCCs to find who are those niche areas who can partner with for their expansion, for their growth. That's how I see it as an ecosystem growing.
Yeah, well said, GPR. I think GPR is a local boy, settled in Bangalore, but I think the homecoming for GPR. So Hyderabad is fortunate to have GPR back from Bangalore. So he used to work in NetApp, and Nasoni brought him to Hyderabad. So we are lucky to have GPR. Welcome to Hyderabad, GPR. So our local boy, Kiran, so he had large stints in large organizations, and currently is with FICO, right? So FICO, I don't know how many of you know. So if any American citizens here, they know FICO very well, right? So Kiran, what's your experience?
Can you hear me all right? Okay, cool. I think, first of all, thank you, for those that have stayed long to listen to this. I hope we'll be able to give you some nuggets that you can use. But specifically, to answer your question, I think we at FICO use partners for sure. Not everything that we want to do is core to our business. There are certain things that we believe are non-core, and therefore it is better done through partners. And we're very clear about it. In the world of AI, my opinion is that time to market is probably going to be the biggest differentiator. In a sense, AI is not a technology per se. It's some sort of a phenomenon that sort of enables even a startup today to sort of compete with some of the majors that are out there. And there are enough companies that you can see across the world already doing it. So in that sense, we are very clear that we are not trying to do everything. Time to market is probably speed to market is probably the most important thing in the current day and age, and therefore we look at partners that can help us scale in whatever we do, and while keeping whatever is core to us with us at this point in time.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely right, Kiran. Because you see, every services organization now has a GCC vertical, primarily to enable GCCs to work with them, and it will kind of win-win for both of them for scale much faster and quicker, and not just the talent-wise. I mean, also otherwise as well. Even functional capability they can bring in. Something which is, as you mentioned, to go to market becomes much faster and quicker as well. So a lot of pharma companies, I've seen them using partners to make their molecules come out into the market much faster and quicker. So thank you, Kiran. So Lakshmi, your experience. Lakshmi is an INSEAD grad and also been a corporate leader for a long time. Now he has your own startup, right, Lakshmi? Yeah, your experience, please.
Thank you. I hope I'm audible. Again, thanks a lot for all of you for staying back this late to listen to us. So let me bring a perspective from a startup where how the startups are seeing the collaboration with the GCC as well. So when we really see that the capability-wise, there is no gap as such. The intent of collaboration is also there. But where the challenges that we try to address is about collaborating or mutual orchestration. So let me choose also why I said this, the orchestration is a challenge is that the language that the priority of GCCs and the priorities of startups are different, because the GCCs looks at solving a problem and they have their own governance and risk management processes, while the startups looks at novelty and then speed of execution. Now, because of the structural differences, though the intent and the interest exist, there is a delay in terms of collaboration. And that's exactly what we are trying to address through Niche Brains in terms of clarifying the need, building the trust so that the clear outcomes can be achievable in a short term. So when we are able to have that common operating model between the GCCs and the startups, the scalability starts to happen. That's our experience of working here.
Yeah, very well said, very well said. So, Hyderabad is becoming a kind of a core of GCCs over the last couple of years, so to say. It was Bangalore earlier. Before that, it was NCR. Now, all the kind of things are moving towards Hyderabad. As you've seen, every other day we see a new GCC being opened a shop in Hyderabad. And in the journey, Nasuni also happens to be a new kid in the block. So to that extent, I think this partnership, so to say, in Hyderabad ecosystem per se, the startups or mid-sized organizations, it's a huge opportunity to partner with these upcoming GCCs or existing GCCs to work with them and ensure that they become partners in their scaling up as well. So if I may go around again, GPR, if you have to partner with someone in your growth, not just the talent, talent is a given thing, in your engineering side or in your technology side or product development side, if you have to look for a partner, what is that key top 2 or 3 ingredients or a criteria you look for a partnership, and how do you think that could be sealed going forward?
Yep. Great question. See, anytime when you wanted to do the partnership, there should be mutual interest, there should be mutual trust. And these are the 2 things very, very important. It can start from the partnering with the universities and colleges in building something, initiatives and innovations, or it could be a small startup which is already working and working together to see what is the mutual interest of the each to make each other successful. I do see that is one of the major ingredients to be there for the partnership to build. Then comes what is the synergy between the 2. So I'm having certain initiatives or the vision for the company, and if I have to partner with somebody else, how their vision is going to match with the vision of us, and that's where you see the collaboration is going to enrich itself. So one of the things which we are doing since we just started, I'm a big proponent of having a great partnership with the universities. You have plenty of talent and good number of universities. And I just went and visited a couple of universities in a couple of weeks back. I'm planning to visit a couple of more. Working with professors, I think when I went and met one of the professors in the college, they're preparing the students with readiness to the industry, and they're very happy to talk to us, understand the requirements, and get the students aligned with our requirements and prepare them 6 months before they can come and join us. I think that's also a collaboration. That's also the working together. there's a lot of ideas. You may wanted to try and see which one works for you. Best place for you to go and then collaborate and leave the projects and bring the interns in there and start those projects and talk to the professors to see which ones you wanted to work together. Only thing is, you have to be very clear about your NDA and what kind of initiatives you wanted to, do with. So I do see, keep my answer shorter, the multiple places you can do, the universities, or could be small startups, or it could be already a small company which is, operational for a few years. But as long as you see the synergies and you have the vision and the goals matching and you can trust each other, that's where the partnership can work.
Yeah, Kiran.
If I may add to that, I think great points. But I also say that typically when some of these GCCs are partnering with either a startup or another provider, they're looking at domain knowledge for sure. Increasingly, you can't, as a provider, be at all places. You'll have to pick and choose your battles. So what I have seen is the ability to sort of master domain and be able to play in that for the purpose of a GCC or someone like that is becoming increasingly important. The other factor that I see now partners are beginning to do a lot more is to sort of come up with models that are increasingly a lot more amenable for GCCs. They're coming up with outcome-based models. So if a GCC were to sort of create an innovation lab, they would probably have to put a decent amount of budget to do that. Whereas they could sort of outsource to a certain extent to a partner of choice. That I see is also another model that is encouraging some of these GCCs to sort of get involved with partners.
Wonderful question. So, Lakshmi, I'll reverse the question to you. You being a startup, if you want to maybe work with any of these two gentlemen, they are the GCCs here, how do you want to pitch for them?
Right. Thanks for the question. It eases thing. So I would like to see three things actually as to how I can fit in their areas of work. So I call this as three kind of a fitness. One is a strategic fit. The second one is a tactical fit, and the third one is a cultural fit actually. Strategic fit is about, as a startup, I have a vision for the organization. Now, how does it fit in the long-term goals of these companies as well? Now, can this strategy can go in hand on hand, or it's going to be one of a problem or a project that will drift my goal? That is one thing which I'll see. If there is a alignment is there, and there is a long-term alignment, I would definitely want to go and pitch about how we can add, I would say, added value to this organization. This is one. The tactical fit is more about how I can build the capability to fulfill the strategic needs that is arising through this kind of a collaboration in terms of building the resource capability, building those infrastructure capabilities to leverage their already existing strength, and as well as my own value proposition as well. The third, which is very important, is about the cultural fitness, because as a larger organization, they you have a different way of working. And as a startup, we have a different way of working. So how this agility, experimentation, quick thinking can fit into more governance, risk aversion one, and then still kind of meet as a two matched puzzles. So these three things are the main criteria I would like to look into it. And then if as any startup scaling and collaborating with any of these GCCs, if they are able to find these kind of three fits, it will be easy for both sides to talk and then work easily.
Wonderful. Very well summarized, Lakshmi. Thank you. So in summary, I think, as I mentioned, there are tons of partnerships going to be much needed as we scale to the next level, particularly the GCCs, the large organizations in Hyderabad in particular, or in Telangana, so to say, as the tier 2 cities are also growing. Our government is encouraging tier 2 cities to take it to the next level. So tons of opportunities in the pipeline, guys. So with that, and as the panel mentioned very clearly, so they look for companies who can match their culturally, who can look for opportunities where they meet their requirements and pick up some use cases where they're already working, existing, so that they'll get a quick uptime. So those kind of a thing. So we need to look for opportunities, see how best we could utilize the existing opportunities within the corporate system. So thank you all for coming in. So any questions from the crowd? All right. Thank you. Appreciate.
It's good that they already stayed. That itself is a big thing.
True. I know. Thank you very much for staying back and looking forward to your next session. And over to Rebecca. Thank you. Thank you, GPR, Kiran, and Lakshmi. Kiran, you want to say something?
Thank you and pleasure to be here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.